How's it going, Martin? I'm Martin.
Hey, Martin. Good to meet you, man.
Likewise.
So what got you interested in Centuries?
Yeah, so I was getting ready for, changing cars, and I was honestly looking at like Lincoln Continentals from the 60s with the like the suicide doors. And then I was also looking at JDM cars. I was like, should I get back into Mitsubishi Eclipse, GSX? Should I start looking at Supras, RX-7s, and so forth? And I think YouTube started to catch on to that, and it was like, hey, the Century's kind of a mix of a Continental and a JDM car, so that's kind of how I ended up getting turned on to them.
Okay, it's interesting. That's a interesting way for that to happen.
Yeah. And you said this is your third?
Yeah, this is my third one. I had last year, a year and a half ago, I imported a light blue one, and then I have another one, which is currently in the garage.
Oh, cool.
Behind this car.
Yeah.
And so that one's kind of my keeper question mark.
Gotcha.
Because I'm gonna quickly pan over here this side. I just bought this thing, not the K truck, but the house.
Oh, cool.
It's a fixer upper.
That's
I
awesome.
just got a quote for some windows, and those are some scary numbers. So I don't know. The other one might have to go. Just to afford some stuff on the house.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I decided to put this one up first. I've had this one for let's say for some point in the summer. And when it arrived, the airbags in the rear were pretty finicky.
Cool. Yep.
Like sometimes it would stay perfectly level. I'd park it, come back to it a couple of days later, still level. Sometimes I would park it, I would, start walking away, and within 10 minutes, the rear end would be, sitting down on the bump stops.
Gotcha.
And I got some used Tane coilovers, height damping adjustable that I had shipped over. On the passenger side, rear quarter panel. Well, this is just a little bit of cobweb, but you can see right over here.
Yep.
There's a little. It almost looks like it was hit from the inside, which I don't know how that would happen. So it's popped out a little bit. So if you've been doing research on these, you've probably seen that their rear window is rust is a big issue on these.
Yep.
But luckily on this one, I don't know if it was kept, garage kept, or if it's been replaced. I can't exactly tell, but usually you would see in these corners here, and right here at this part, it would be bubbling up.
Yep.
From the Centuries that I've seen, this is one of the cleanest ones when it comes to that rear window and that problem area there.
Yep.
But it looks like this chrome here, it looks okay, but it is a little wavy.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Otherwise, the chrome on this car looks pretty solid. 30 millimeter spacers on it, and you can see they're not 100% flush, but they fill out the fenders a lot better. So one of the issues with these cars is the valve cover gaskets. They just over time they dry out, and then they start leaking oil down the side of the engine. I mean, this one has very, very little. Actually, there's just a little bit down there, but I've seen ones that have a lot more. So I'd say the valve cover gaskets, I don't know if they've ever been done on this car, or if
first issue in the Toyota Century.
Just having almost a waterfall oil down the side of the engine. Right. The wood here, it kind of scrapes in the center, so there is. Yeah. You can see that line there. There's some scratches here. The latch doesn't work. The front part of it here is broken off. This right here, you wanna pull it up, but it's stuck down.
I think I'm still game to book a flight out there, and then hopefully drive it back. Well, cool, man. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll be in touch.
Yep, sounds good. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks.
In the front, 2 door exits in the rear. In
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. He's actually going to be picking me up in the Century. Well, Martin, I'm Martin.
Oh, sorry. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you. Yeah, seeing this thing cruise in, I just like saw the fender mirrors and I was like, oh man, it's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, this thing looks so badass, lowered and the wheels spaced out 30 millimeters. Now I'm like, you know what? If the other one, if I'm actually keeping that one, maybe I want to put it on coilovers too.
Yeah.
Or just do something with the air suspension because it looks so good. I forgot how good it looked because I had it stashed away in the garage for a little bit. Didn't drive it for a while.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it, and then I come back to it and like, oh damn, that's cool.
That's always the best when you don't see a car for a little while and then you come back to it and you're like, oh yeah, falling in love with it again. But yeah, Martin, I'm Martin.
Good to meet you, Martin.
This is the Century that we've been looking at, so I was just telling Martin that it's looking a lot better than even in the video call, so we can just take a look around here. You said that you have, you've imported 3 of them?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have started one with a year and a half ago, and I just got hooked, and yeah, it's all about the fender mirrors.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Have you, the other one that you currently have, what color is it?
Same color,
Same color?
Nice. Same exact spec as this.
Sweet,
yeah,
sweet.
Just slightly higher miles. I think that one's got 208,000 kilometers.
Okay, gotcha. Sweet. What would you say is like your favorite thing about the Century?
The Century?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's probably how even on the coilovers, how smooth it is and how quiet it is, because it's and it's still got some oomph. I mean, it's not a sports car, but that V12, like, it's 300 horsepower. It'll still move.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you very much again.
Absolutely.
We're gonna take a look at the car now. Well, dude, pleasure doing business.
Absolutely. Hope she serves you well.
Oh yeah, I think it will. So, all right, I'm gonna get on the road. So, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see that, but just beyond the trees over there, I think that's the Washington Monument. Never ever have I been in Washington D.C., so it's a little bit appropriate given how presidential this car looks. So we got the Century, but I really want to go and get some crab cakes from this place called Old Ebbitt. We're kind of in downtown Washington D.C. We only got about an hour though, so yeah, I cannot believe that we actually got out of there in time. That was super quick service. But we are back at the Century, so time to continue on to Cambridge, Ohio. Okay, now that we had that delicious crab cake, I am going to head out of this parking garage and get on the road. It's about a 5.5 hour drive to our hotel that we're staying at. We're gonna go get some gas, and then I'm gonna stop by an AutoZone to pick up a couple of things, and then we'll continue our way out. It's definitely gonna be dark by the time we get to our place to stay in Cambridge. It's like a Quality Inn, I think, or a Comfort Inn, one of those. The total mileage that we're gonna be putting on this car, if we make it all the way back safely, it's gonna be 1,600 miles, crossing over quite a few different states. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous, but I'm excited. Let's get on the road. First fill up for gas, which is pretty sweet. They got 93 out here, and we'll see how much it costs. Because we're pretty much on empty. 74, not bad. Dang, these neighborhoods out here look like they're out of a fairy tale. It's pretty sweet. Man, I think that 3 a.m. wake up is starting to get to me already, and it's only like... Yeah, it's getting close to 4, I think. Yeah, that hotel bed is gonna feel good tonight. But yeah, we're gonna stop by AutoZone, hopefully get a paint marker, so that way I can mark that the car is in transit. Probably pick up some coolant as well as some oil just to be safe, and a steering wheel club if they have them. Hey there, I believe I'm going to be traveling through your area, and I was wondering if you guys have vacancy.
For what day?
I would be for tonight.
Yeah, we have vacancies tonight.
Okay.
We have plenty of vacancies.
Cool. I think I'm gonna be getting there closer to like 10 p.m., which kind of sucks, but are you guys still able to take check-ins during that time?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Great. Well, I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
All right, see you soon. Just realized that the VHS is on in the back, which is kind of silly, and the temp just jumped from like 2 degrees Celsius to 11, so we are getting, I think, down the mountain, so things are getting a lot warmer. But so far, first leg of the trip, pretty damn smooth. We are officially no longer in Maryland, we are in West Virginia. West Virginia, to the place. I don't even know the actual lyrics to that song, but Ohio, here we come. Yeah, not gonna lie, guys, this is probably one of the coolest things that I have done, at least in my opinion. With this being a V12 import, right-hand drive, just, you know, Japanese Rolls Royce, and just with it having 2 more cylinders than the Audi R8 and having a much more old school vibe, it's just really unique. I'm grateful to be in this position where I can fly out one way, pick up a car, and drive it back, especially a car as cool as this. And with like all the gloomy weather and everything, and being, you know, in Washington, D.C., and picking it up, it's just, I don't know, it's a unique experience. Totally different vibe compared to when I bought the Audi R8. Needless to say, this one is way more comfortable. Alright, we got another fuel stop. We're a half tank, but I'm gonna fill up here anyways, because I needed to stop for a little bit and get some food. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we just made it to Pennsylvania. Got fueled up on the car, got fueled up on the human body, aka me. I decided to stop into a McDonald's because I'm pretty sure that Cambridge, Ohio will probably not have anything open when I get there, but I could be surprised. I actually have no idea how big of a city that is, so. But that little town that we stopped in back there, I think it was around Grantsville. I reckon we got about an hour and a half on this here sofa car left until we make to our destination. There's parts of the map that are functioning. They actually, like, it actually shows where you are on the road, which is shocking to me. Most of the videos I've seen of these, you're just out in like a blue ocean. So like this one right now, it's actually showing some land topography, I guess, some forestry versus I don't know. Oh, you can see a little bit of a road coming up over to the right. You see that red squiggly. Yeah, earlier it had this road that we were on completely mapped, which is actually 70. I'm surprised 70 isn't on here. But it was here earlier, so don't know. But that's kind of cool that it works rather than just having it show a blue ocean. Oh! It just decided to put me on a random road. That's funny. And we made it to Ohio. Guess what? It is no longer foggy or rainy, which is nice. The roads are actually pretty dry. Well. We are pretty much in Cambridge, which is exciting. One thing that I noticed is even in the darkness, the hills around here are like, just the trees themselves are so much more gnarly looking compared to what I'm used to. Like some of them are crazy wicked. It's pretty cool. Pretty unique. Alright, you can see it over there. We have the Quality Inn. That is where we are staying tonight. So we made it. Yeah, you can kind of already tell that the Century is getting pretty dirty. Went through a ton of rain, and it's kind of funny. It's got these like streaks on it, so it looks like it's scratched, but it's not. It actually kind of looks like the anime look that some people put onto their cars with like Sharpies. Pretty silly. Check this out. Soft close. So nice. Well, home sweet home for tonight. I was ready to be done. My eyes were starting to burn a little bit on that one because I wear contacts, and so if you're driving and you're staring for too long, they dry out, so they can start to sting a little bit, and that was happening, but not too bad. That was super manageable. Went by pretty quick too. So the plan is tomorrow we're gonna wake up, get breakfast here, and then we will get our mosey on from here to, I think, St. Louis. But yeah, the time is right now 10:37, and that's local time. Back home it's probably about 8:30, so I've been up probably about 17 hours or so, but feeling really good. Yeah, so tomorrow is Cambridge, where we're at right now, to St. Louis. And just like in Maryland, where we went and tried crab cake, because Maryland is known for its crab, we're going to be going to St. Louis to try their St. Louis style ribs, which they're very well known for. So that'll be cool. I've always been a fan of ribs and doing them on my own, so time to see how St. Louis does it. I think there's really only one thing that I dislike about the Century so far, and that is the radio. For some reason it emits this really high pitch, like kind of like a whine. I don't know why that is, and it seems to be correlating to my gas input, like my throttle input for some reason. Oh yeah, the other thing that is slightly annoying is putting it in reverse. It'll do like a beep, 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 but it does it inside the car, so it's like, I know I'm in reverse. It'd be better if that was outside the car, but it's kind of endearing in a way. It's silly. And then, oh yeah, I don't know if it was particularly, I think it was particularly windy on the way here, so we were getting blown around quite a bit, but I noticed that the steering, as light as it is, like if you kind of just barely touch it, it's pretty sensitive, like it'll actually react, which I wasn't expecting that in a luxury car. I was expecting it to be a little bit more muted. Surprisingly, a decent amount of the road feel comes through the steering wheel still, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. Really, really good first impressions. Very calming to be in there. It's kind of meditative. Stereo is great. Seats are really, really good. Materials all feel great. The starter noise is crazy. That sounds like it's something like straight out of a hypercar. It sounds so cool. But yeah, overall, lots of positive things. I'm excited to share more with you about the car tomorrow. I don't think you guys have really even seen the interior that much. I didn't really get a chance to film it today because it got dark too quick. But yeah, I'll show that to you guys tomorrow and talk about the car a little bit more. So I'm going to probably try to catch up on a couple of emails really quick and then hit the hay. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, morning. We are heading to St. Louis today, and it should be like a 7.5 hour drive or so. I've got one meeting about midday that I gotta stop for, so probably be good to stop for lunch anyways and have a break. So yeah, I was just pulling up the radar, and I think we're looking good. Like, there's a pretty big storm that passed through last night, obviously, that we were traveling through, but today looks pretty good. So there's a couple of like lingering storms out here, so we might get hit again in Kansas. We'll see. Hopefully not. But yeah, let's get on the road. Also, kind of funny. Oh Lord, she looking. I also had no idea that there was a pretty big wind turbine nearby. Just don't see that in the dark. But yeah, Wendy, she peeping over there. It's creepy. Fires right up. Oh, my bill of sale is floating away. I'm finally getting the hang of driving right-hand drive. I still find myself drifting a little bit, like getting too close to the center line or getting too close to the shoulder lines. But yeah, I'm starting to get used to it. It's still odd. As far as the dimensions of the car, I'm still having a lot of troubles parking it, but I'm going to get used to that over time. Yeah, for power, this thing has got plenty of get up and go. It's a really cool build-up. It kind of feels like it's a big snowball, or I guess a small snowball that, you know, once you get it to the top of the hill, it starts to become a bigger snowball and pick up momentum. So one thing I'm really surprised by is that the owner of this replaced the air suspension with teen coilovers, or tane, however you say it. Those are the same coilovers that I put on my Mazda Miata, but I think these might be a step up of some kind. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is the teen coilovers on this one are a lot fancier than the Miata. But yeah, the thing that I'm surprised by is how nice and comfy they are. Like, if you were to tell me, hey, this car still has air suspension, I would kind of believe you. They're seriously like that compliant and that comfy. But yeah, take a look at the interior here. It's mostly made out of machined aluminum, I believe, and real wood. I think it's a walnut. You know, we got some old school tech and everything, so some stuff does look a little dated, but honestly, that adds to the character of it. Flip it around here, you can see that we do have the curtains in the rear. They are functional, but they probably do need to be cleaned. Like, the tracks need to be cleaned because it's very slow to close. There's also curtains on the side. Those are just manual. All the materials are super solid. It's mostly leather and leather, aluminum, and then the cloth that is actually in here, it's a wool, and it feels really nice. This one is a little bit worn compared to other Centuries out there, but That's okay, honestly. In my opinion, it's like, if your paint is absolutely perfect, or if your interior is absolutely perfect, you're gonna probably want to drive it less for fear of making it not ruined, but, you know, more worn. You want to keep it in that pristine condition. So I'm a little bit more of a fan of getting a car that's a little rougher, and that goes for the exterior as well. But to the untrained eye, this thing is in really, really good shape. So, and that blue on the exterior, although it's completely covered in road grime at this point, it's a really nice color. It's almost got this color shift from blue to black, which I love. This will definitely be in a separate video where we go over all of the functionalities inside of the car, but there's a ton of buttons around, heated seats, massage seats, etc. I was just trying to figure out why I was feeling tired, and I realized I completely forgot to drink coffee this morning or get any kind of energy drink, so that makes sense. I may stop for some, I may not. We will see. Well, we crossed another state line, making our way to Indianapolis now. Little update for you. I got some caffeine, and I cannot believe how many semi-trucks there have been. Like, I'm talking like they were 3 lanes deep, and they're like spitting rocks everywhere, so I'm sure I picked up a few more rock chips on this thing. Oh yeah, another thing to get used to are the fender mirrors. It's weird because you're driving such a long car, and when you think you're safe to get over, usually you're not, so it's just something to get used to, but style points for sure.
Nationwide, but they don't really look at the hyper-local locations.
Right.
So I need to completely unplug from that.
So I'm beginning to notice something. Semi-trucks have fender mirrors. The Toyota Century has fender mirrors. If semi-truck shaped, why not semi-truck? Asking the real questions here. I keep on slowly putting my seat further and further back. Like, at the beginning of the day, I start pretty upright, and then by the end of the day, I've got a gangster lean going on. Like, I might as well be Vin Diesel driving this towards the end of the day, just because it's good to change position a little bit. So the sun is kind of at that annoying point where it comes in at an angle, so you're just constantly getting blasted by sun. You see that little thing in the middle there? Yeah, that blocks the tiny little space between the rear view mirror and the roof, so you can have a pretty nice full blockage of sun. So, yeah, there you go. Fun little tidbit about the Century's interior. And we just made it to Illinois. Alright, getting down to the final, like, hour and a half, I think. Maybe 2 hours. Stopped for some gas again. And this time we are at Jack Flash. Boy, do I hope Jack flashes. Alright, so tonight... Oh, what? How? How does... What? I'm so confused. I just got here, and I have no idea how to turn on these lights. Oh, is that the switch? Oh, okay. That doesn't even look like a switch. Staying at the La Quinta tonight. Seems like they're pretty packed tonight too, so I had to get the double bed instead of the single, unfortunately. But so now what I gotta do is figure out if the Pappy's barbecue place is still open. I know barbecue is mostly known for like morning and like lunch area or lunchtime. So hopefully it's still open so we can go and try it. Looking at the traffic though, leading into that area, just on the way here, it looked really bad. So if we get around to it, it's great. If not, it's okay. Gives us a reason to come back. Oh yeah, check this out. You can just park your car literally right there, which is pretty nice. Not the best angle of it, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so somehow I completely messed up the whole Pappy's barbecue thing, and I'm kind of sad about it. But on Tuesday, they are completely closed. Interesting day to be closed. I wonder why. Every other day they're open, but I mean, some days they're open until like 4 or 6. If I was here on a Friday or a Saturday, I would have made it, but yeah, unfortunately, no Pappy's, which makes me very sad-y. Alright, let's take a look around and see if we can find something else, though. Okay, I think we found our place. It's Dolly's Smokehouse. Looks like they got some pretty good stuff. Pretty well rated, too, and, you know, it's pretty much strictly St. Louis-style barbecue. So as you could tell, I did not get ribs because they were out, but I feel like that's going to be the case for most of the barbecue joints in town, so not too bad. But got the last brisket sandwich, and goddamn, that cranberry cayenne was insane. Yeah, that brisket was killer too. Like, it was absolutely perfect. I'm sure the brisket would have been like fresher in the morning, but like, man, that was a great spot to go to. Like, that's making me tempted to take a trip out here for when Pappy's is open and just like go and try a bunch of different barbecue. I didn't think it was gonna be that much better than what we have in Colorado, but holy cow, way better. Yeah, the part that was even funnier was when I walked in there, they have this, I didn't see it, but they have this chalkboard set up just over to the left, and it says, items we are out of. And, you know, lists like ribs, my brisket went up there after, half chicken. And of course I completely missed that, went right up to the front and was like, hey, you guys got any ribs? And they're like, we're out. I'm like, okay, got it. But yeah, I was totally blind to that. Also, when you look at these doors, don't you think that those are like pantry doors? Looks like a pantry. I would not expect it to be a bathroom, but yeah, when I first got here, I was like, oh damn, community bathroom maybe? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of work and then call it good for tonight. Peace. Okay, so day 3 of the trip. Got a lot better sleep than last night, but woke up this morning, jumped in the shower, and I was like, let me feel the water before I get in. It's pretty much ice cold, so I like mess with the temperature lever, and yeah, there's like no hot water. It got to lukewarm, thank God, but yeah, I was in and out of that pretty quickly. So the plan is today we're gonna make our way over to Kansas, and I'm actually gonna drop by and see a longtime friend. This will be the second to last leg of the trip, which is pretty sweet. That Century needs a bath so bad. I'm trying to figure out if I want to swing it by a car wash, but pretty positive it rained last night, so maybe I'll wait till I get to Kansas. We'll see, but yeah, it's still got that crazy looking striping on it. It's not as bad as the second day, I guess, when we woke up. Car's doing good otherwise. Temps are staying fine. Probably gonna check the oil just to be safe before I head out today. But next order of business, I'm gonna go get some breakfast, just here in the hotel. So this is kind of cool. Back here there's a cigarette lighter that you can plug into an auxiliary port, and there's this little you can see it right here, this USB, and that allows me to connect my phone via Bluetooth, which is extremely convenient. That cigarette lighter adapter also has a place for USB-C, I think is what this is, so I'm plugging in my battery to see if it'll charge it. So unfortunately, with the rain, it washed off my sign in the back that says in transit to Colorado. I'm hoping all that water dries up and then I can reapply once I get to Stillwell, Kansas. If not, it's not that big of a deal. I've passed so many cops in this thing and haven't been pulled over at all. Oh yeah, I also have a sneaking suspicion that what I thought was the passenger side front brake, how I thought that was scrubbing in some weird way when I barely put pressure on the brake pedal. I actually think it might be the radio as well. There's some odd noises with the radio where, like I was saying, if I press on the gas pedal when I have the Bluetooth connected and the radio on, it just makes this weird whirring sound. You can barely hear it right now. I don't even think that the mic will pick it up. So I actually have a sneaking suspicion that it is the radio making the clicking noise when I slow down. When I brake, it has the same amount of clicks, the same frequency, no matter how quickly or how slowly I'm traveling. So I'm pretty sure it's the radio making that sound, which is really funny. But I guess we'll be able to investigate a little bit more when we get back home. That being said, let's hit the road, day 3. Well, I think I just got my first thumbs up of the road trip, which was pretty sweet. It was this random newer GMC that came by and gave a thumbs up and a couple of honks. So it's funny because I'm used to downshifting in the Audi, and that was my initial reaction, was I gotta downshift to say thank you. But nah, I just honked back. Oh, it's such a different car, but I love it. Got some clouds rolling in. It's I don't think it's gonna snow, but we might run into some rain. We'll see. Oh yeah, last night I said I was gonna check the oil, and I did this morning, and it is perfectly fine. Super clean oil in there, and the level is perfectly acceptable, so that is great to know. The one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the coolant. The tank that's on this, it's not translucent. Even if I put a flashlight up to it, I can't really see what the level is at. So that's unfortunate, but we've stayed cool this entire time. So I'm not too worried about it, but I will want to do a brake fluid flush and a coolant flush. Probably the valve cover gasket as well. But as far as I can tell, that's really the only things that need to be done. Maybe brakes. I didn't get a good look at the front brakes, but the rears still had plenty of life left on them. Rotors looked a little rusty around the outside, but not bad. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. The car's tracking great from an alignment perspective. So yeah, all good stuff so far. Another thing that I've noticed is that pretty much all drivers around cities become very similar. They all kind of drive similarly, where it's way over the speed limit, constantly on people's bumpers, like inches away. So I thought that was a unique thing to Colorado, but I'm learning that it's more common the more east you go in the US. So that's unfortunate, but once you're out on the open road, it's not bad. It's just like, it's kind of funny because it's like there are a lot of people that like to hang out in the left lane, and everybody knows the left lane is for passing. So, but everybody wants to go different speeds. Some want to go slower, some want to go faster, so you end up piling up with like a bunch of people that are super close to each other's bumpers. And it's like, that just puts you in so much more of a stressful state. I don't really understand people that do that. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'd much rather be in the right lane, even if I'm behind a semi-truck, and I'm, going the speed limit. It's like, it's fine. But oh well, I don't think that's a problem that can be corrected. It's just kind of a depressing thing, and I know that a lot of accidents happen because of it. So that has been Driving Instructor Marty, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Or enjoyed him, I should say. Alright, so I think we're getting towards the state line for Missouri coming up. But I just saw this billboard and it said fresh fudge, like the chocolate fudge. And it was like, fresh fudge, Ozark land. I was like, fresh fudge? What constitutes fresh fudge? Like, I guess it could come out of the oven, but there's a lot of farmland around here, so maybe they're farming fudge. I love farm fresh fudge, the triple F. See, look at all that fudge farming equipment. You gotta love it. Invest in your local fudge farms, everybody. The stretch of 70 is pretty fantastic. Just like gentle hills, and the roads have been super empty, which has been really nice for a while. So another thing that I just thought of, I don't really know if I would trust another V12 from another manufacturer to do a road trip like this. With it being Toyota and everything, it seems really solid. Even though this V12 is like a one-off for the Century, I know they've made them for a while now, but this is the 97 model, so it was the first time that they put a V12 in this. And yeah, I don't know, it's just, it's cool. Thinking that you can road trip a V12 halfway across the country. Kind of sick. Yeah, another thing to get used to is the kilometers per hour. One advantage of that is you look down and you see that you're going, 118 miles per hour. At least that's what your brain thinks. And you're like, holy goddamn, I'm going quick. But obviously, you're not going that fast. It's in kilometers. So it's a little bit weird to get used to. I was initially kind of intimidated by it, but I forgot that the Google Maps has the miles per hour reader now, so it kind of approximates how quickly, or estimates how quickly you are going. So that's been handy. It's very easy to catch yourself going way too slow or way too fast. So I'm about to where my friend moved to. Gonna go stop by and say hello. And this like little country road is absolutely the crater of the moon. And we're just like absorbing every bump. It's bouncy. It's comfortable. Ugh.
Well, 'cause, 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 'cause,
Cool. So we just finished up saying hello to my friend Andy. I hadn't seen him in person since 2021, which is pretty epic. He moved from Colorado out to Kansas. But it was super awesome to see him. He was actually like client number 1 or 2 of my digital marketing business. So very cool to catch up with him and see his place. So I think we're actually going to push through to Hays, Kansas instead of Salina. Reason being, it's only about 4 hours away. It's still pretty early in the day. We'll get there around 6. Yeah. We'll see. I might try to find a barbecue place because I know that people are like, oh, if you're in Kansas, you gotta do the barbecue. I know that we just had barbecue last night, but when there's a state and it's known for something, it's like, well, it's kind of cool to check that out, especially if it's food or drink, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and push on to Hays. After that, I think it's only about a 4-hour drive home, which will be nice. I also just realized that I completely forgot to get lunch, so I'm gonna go find some food really quick. Kind of interesting. I was not expecting to get off of 70, but I did. And we're just on this road called 40. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Not being on the highway for a little bit. So, you may notice that I have a little light on the dash. And what that light means is that while I'm sitting here, I may get a giant bouncy ball, which is really cool. Toyota has a unique program where if you sit in one of their cars long enough, you win a giant bouncy ball. It's like a medicine ball, but it bounces higher. So yeah, that's what that means now. So it's just an airbag module that is acting up. That's the first time it's come on, but I did know about that when I bought the car. So all good. That is to be expected. I believe there's a fix for it where you can like reset the module or something like that, but I'll need to do some more research on that. So anyways, yeah, I'm excited for my giant bouncy ball. Thank you very much. In other news, we just hit 200,000 kilometers. It's probably like 127,000, 128,000, somewhere around there. That's exciting. All right, we made it to Hays, Nebraska. Tomorrow it's just a 4-hour drive to Denver. So we're in really good shape. Car's doing great. No issues there at all. At the moment, I think I'm gonna search around for some food in the area and see what's available. Go grab some dinner, come back, work, and then call it a night. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. time to get on the road. So the wind in Kansas right now is pretty insane. I've had to pretty much be like constantly correcting the car. It seems like it's calming down a little bit more, but like I've had to keep the wheel pretty far cranked to the right. Oh, there we go. Just got a good gust. Yeah. So that's been a little bit annoying driving through Kansas so far, but not that big of a deal. All right, so we just hit our last gas stop of the trip. I'm pretty sure, at least, if we don't make it home on this tank of gas, I'm going to be a little bit concerned about the gas mileage. So another random tidbit about the Toyota Century is that they came with these things called valet keys, which are just like these heavy bronze keys. I actually really like using this one. And then, of course, you have your standard key with the remote unlock and lock buttons. Yeah, man, there's just something satisfying about using this thing. It's just got a really good weight to it. I love it. Also, one thing I've noticed that is kind of annoying with the shifter is that when you're trying to shift, usually it's when I'm trying to go from like drive to park, the shifter really likes to get stuck around here. It's just not the most smooth operation, I suppose. So that's a little annoying. Maybe I'll get used to it over time, but I think it's when I'm trying to go from neutral up. It just really is not the happiest. And then another thing that I noticed actually is that if I'm going down from park into drive, I did this, I think about 3 times. I accidentally went from drive into third and didn't know it. So it's just really easy to pop it from drive into third. So again, maybe I'll get used to it over time, but we'll see. Awesome, we just made it into Colorado. That's pretty freaking sweet. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yep. We can start to see the Rocky Mountains now, which is awesome. Good to see those again, rather than just, you know, flat. So, gonna go get a poke bowl and probably a dirty martini, just to celebrate making it back. I'll probably whip out my computer and do some work while I'm there too, might as well. We made it home. We are now home. I didn't want to bring this up during the trip because I felt like I was going to jinx myself, but I am extremely impressed that this thing made it all the way here without a single issue. That is a really good sign of the car's build quality, and you know, the Toyota Centuries, it's kind of always like, well, are they reliable? And everybody kind of just shrugs and goes, well, they're Toyota, so yeah. But just doing this road trip, putting 1,600 miles on it without a single issue and being comfortable through the entire thing is a wonderful experience. Truly, I'm impressed with it. And plus, we didn't run into any weather, really. I mean, there was a little bit on that first day, but it wasn't like snow or anything. I thought I was going to get shut down and have to stay at a hotel, so lots of cool things to come for the Century, so if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet and you want to see how this project develops, I would really appreciate a subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. With all that being said, I upload every single Sunday, and I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.